Stoicism, a thought process born in antiquity, steeped in ethical practices and logical response mechanisms to the natural world. The concepts transcend its ancient origins, and many apply them to their daily life in order to find direction in a chaotic world. Here are a few tips that'll guide you in your pursuit of a Stoic lifestyle. Number 1. Detach our emotions from the situations we encounter. How we react to things such as getting stuck in traffic, having to restart your computer for an update, or losing Wi-Fi connectivity. A Stoic realizes that he has the full control over his emotional response to things good or bad, and thus is able to keep his state of mind constant in any situation. His internal state of mind is like a candle in a sealed room unshaken, or a body of water on a still day without even a ripple in the most dire circumstances. It is easy to see why this is so valuable. With time and practice, one can free themselves from the tyranny of the moment and detach the emotional connection from the events in everyday life. Number 2. Our time wealth is unknown, thus maximize today. No one knows how much time we have, and thus make sure we are putting what we have in the moment to good use. Procrastination is the biggest enemy of a Stoic because it is the lie that we have secured in a certain allotment of time in the future for a set task or goal. Instead of going to the gym today, you decide to start going next month. Instead of making a budget, you decide to wait. The consequences of this kind of thinking is not only a delayed or non-existent positive or desired outcome, but also the formation of poor habits and the lack of attainable opportunities due to the delayed outcomes caused by procrastination. For example, the amount of interest a dollar will generate with compounding interest, assuming a constant return, is significantly higher the sooner it is put into action. This is a concept many in the financial industry try to convey in order for people to see the power of investing at an early age. We will never know when we will go or when an opportunity will pass us by, so seize the moment and work towards what you want now, not tomorrow. Number 3. Walk the path. Our need to be liked and accepted often clouds many aspects of our life. How many celebrities and Instagram famous individuals rely on the popularity contest of the world to assert social dominance and in turn feed the ever-changing and unsatisfied monster of acceptance. Individuals that get caught in this web are an emotional slave to others and the cultural trends and norms of the day. Similarly to the first topic, this brings up the importance of avoiding the influence of outside pressures and circumstances when it comes to our internal locus. A Stoic does not value other perceptions of himself more than his own. He is not swayed by the views of others on what he does. A common problem today is the effect of social media on society. We buy things we don't need and can't afford. We date people we know hurt us for a few likes. Cato famously sought to lead a life that was independent of the opinion of others. He would wear the most outlandish outfits and walk in the streets without putting on shoes. It was his way of accustoming himself to be ashamed only of what deserved shame. High school is ripe with this kind of behavior, where the fear of negative perception dominates any other fear, and the need to be accepted causes eating disorders and mental health disorders. Number 4. Live purposefully. In today's world, we are bombarded by information from our phones, computers, and are constantly in a state of distraction. A Stoic realizes the importance of sticking to the task and not letting indecision rule his interactions, so he doesn't end up treading water, but instead makes headway towards his goals. Intentional living is key to reaching our full potential, living for what we want rather than simply living reactively to what life throws at us. If you are not spending a day working towards a goal, you are going nowhere. Number 5. Consciously imagine the worst. Don't be afraid to confront your biggest fear or the worst outcome of a situation. A Stoic uses this practice to anticipate, prepare, and mentally ready himself for any result from a circumstance. This allows the Stoic to be unfazed by a poor result and allows him to keep his mental fortitude in the face of failure or disaster. Without this kind of thought process, no one would make plans for how their family would be cared for in an event of death, and estate planning would not exist. The insurance industry profits off this kind of thought process and provides a service that helps prepare those for the untimed and unexpected events in life. Stoicism can be a great way to succeed and find direction in an ever-changing world. When we detach our mental state from the random happenings around us, we can achieve mental and emotional strength in any situation. When we value our finite time allotment, we learn to live purposefully and for our passions rather than acting on the whims of others. We free ourselves from the need to fit in or achieve status in the eyes of others. Lastly, when we address our biggest fears and preemptively expect their occurrences, we can mitigate some of the damage with preparation and thus stay mentally strong.